Hey everybody, welcome back for another day of build. We have build number 6 today. This week we are going to be hitting up the same exact little leg set, a little bit of core, abs worked in there as well before we get to the rest of the move. So we are going to work on building legs all week long. And in addition to that, today we are going to be building the back. So let's go ahead and start on our backs on the ground. I have a set of 8-pound dumbbells, set of 20-pound dumbbells, and one 20-kilogram kettlebell. So get something that's a little bit heavier for one piece of our move today. Tuck both knees into the chest, then tuck in your chin. Get a nice long stretch to the back of your neck and your back. Grab into that belly, push your right leg long. Deep inhale, exhale. Push your left leg long. Let's go back and forth a couple more times. Wake up that core. Tighten it all in. Perfect. Set your feet about mat width or a little bit wider than your hips. Put your arms out in a T. Rotate your knees to the left. Make sure the core is still activated. Rotate your knees to the right, to the left. You can get a little stretch through the front of that hip flexor, a little stretch and pull through the low back. One more time each side. Perfect. And then just come up to seated. We're going to take a little twist on that upper body. Plant behind you and then set your other arm outside your leg. So remember, we want to keep our low back nice and stable, keeping the belly locked in, and then we're going to rotate through the mid back. All right, we're going to go ahead and get started with 20 glute bridges. All right, both feet on the ground to start. Push your low back into the ground, set that pelvis, grab in through the core, feel the tailbone tuck under, point up towards the backs of the legs, and then drive up. Here's 1, 2, 3. Take your time. That's about our pace. Focus on grabbing through the glutes. We only got one set of this little leg warm up, leg grab. Stay in charge of the core. There's 10. We're going to hit up 10 more. Find a flexion in between your knees and then really grip in through those glutes and hamstrings. You want to get the hips to push up and open, but grab those glutes without overarching your low back. And here's 20. Stay up with your hips. Push into that left leg. Lift your right leg. You're going to drop and lift your hips. We're going to go 10. Here, 4, 5. Keep the hips as level as you can. 8, 9. At 10, you're going to hold up. Keep the hips level and then lift and lower your leg. 2, 3. Keep that push and drive into your supporting leg. 5. Get that burn. Burn is good. 7. Flex the foot back. 8. Wrap into that core. 9. 10. Other side. Plant that right leg. Make sure it's right out from your hips. Flex into that left supporting leg. 5, 6. Making sure we got that core strong. Building the glutes. 9, 10. Hold the hips. And then lift and lower that left leg. Whew. Feel a little stretch on that hamstring when you pull it up. 4, 5. Focus on what's going on. 6. Don't just get distracted by counting down the numbers. Lock into that core. 9 and 10. All right, that's it on our glute bridges. Drop your hips. Push that low back into the ground. If you need to keep your head on the ground, I'm going to have you just hit up pelvic tucks. So push your low back into the ground and grab deep into that core. Otherwise, if you can crunch with me, we're going to do a concentrated crunch. So already you need to lock into the front of the belly, tuck in that chin, pull the chest toward the belly button using the core. 2, as you lower back down, make sure you do not relax through the abdomen. 3, we're going to do 20 of these. 4, take your time. 5, 6, 7, heat up that belly. 10. We really want to try to keep the chin tucked as you lift and lower. 3, remember, try not to relax when you lower. 14. The amount of burn is up to the amount of flexion you're putting in. That's why I call them concentrated crunches. You're concentrating on that crunch, on that flex. The more burn, the better, but the more burn is really up to you. 18, 19, 20. All right, rock and roll your way up. And we're going to go into squats. Just 10 squats. I'm going to grab my heavy bell here. I'm going to hit up a goblet squat, knees lined with toes. We're going to sit those hips back and down. Hold on tight through that core. Just 10. 2, feel those heels screw into the ground. Staying strong through that core. 6, target your elbows to the knees. 8, 9, and 10. We're going to hit 20 jump squats. If you don't jump, just hit body weight squats. Lots of core. Drop those hips. What are you pushing from? Use those legs. 19, 20. All right. Then we're going to go 10 curtsy lunges. Grab those 20s. Whew. All right. Toes straight ahead. Square off your hips. Take one leg back. You're going to head straight down, straight up. Lots of core. Lifted chest. Drive through the front heel. So you're targeting your front, upper, outer glute. 8, 9, and 10. Lift that chest. 1, 2. You got it. 4, 5, drive to the heel. 6, get a lot of hinge in that front hip. So feel it where you want it. 9 and 10. All right, last little bit for our legs. Then we're going to move into the back. We're going to do a jump lunge. 10 each side. If you don't jump, then you just lunge and tuck, lunge and tuck. You can always shuffle too. So you lunge and then shuffle. That's fine. Ready? Here we go. Go for range. Don't forget about your core. Line your knees and toes. 9, 10. All right. Whew, good job. Done with our legs. So we're going to hit that set for the next 4 days in a row. Okay, we're moving into the back. We're going to start with range of motion, getting some stuff going on through that upper back. If you join me for build day 1, we did a deep overhead squat, and my struggle was getting my arms up and back, getting that flexibility and mobility through the upper back, especially as I continued over time, keeping my arms up straight. So we're going to start by getting some mobility work done in the upper back. You can grab a box or a chair if you would like to use that as opposed to holding your hinge the whole time. So I'll show you what it looks like. It's not too hard to figure out how to sit down, but you're going to sit and then you're going to hinge. So make sure that back is still flat. And then same thing, if you decide to stand, hip flexors, push back, you're hinging from those hip creases, okay? So grab tight through the core, whether you're sitting or standing. Grab the core, lots and lots. Hinge it forward. You're going to do a Y lift with the arms. So the thumbs are going to be up, tuck your chin, and then you're going to open your arms up and out into a Y. 2, so no weight. 3, we're going to go to 10. I'm going to go ahead and hit up my regular hinge. 4. So the goal here, even without weight, is to find that flexion into that upper middle back. Behind your scapula. 8, tighten through that core. Thumbs are up. Roll those shoulder heads back and down. There's 10. Now we're going to go straight Y. T. 1. So we did our Y. 2. We're going to do these in a minute with weight. 4. Lots of pinch between those shoulder blades. Hold that pinch just at the top. 8, 9, 10, and then you're going to do a little V in the back. Thumbs are still up. So get those thumbs up. 2, 3. Roll those shoulders back and down. See if you can feel the same amount of pull on both sides. Muscles behind your scapula, your armpits. Check in with that core. 8, 9, and 10. Whew. All right. Take a little hinge, twist side to side. All right. Then we are going to grab weight. We're going to hit I'm going to grab my 20 pounds, and we're going to do a scapula squeeze. We did these a lot in our last series. So your arms are going to stay long, and I've noticed this is a challenging range of motion for a lot of us. Again, you got to contract that core. Feel free to stay seated on your box if you'd like. So with your weight, all you're going to do is just pinch shoulder blades together. Don't bend your elbows. Just pinch your shoulder blades back. Just 10 reps. Belly strong. Sit back on those heels. Squeeze together. So I'm just taking a little pause at the top. Not a lot of movement. 4, 5. Make sure that your tailbone isn't winking up toward the ceiling. Focused on back flexion. Build that upper back. All across my upper back is lit, on fire. I'm barely moving anywhere. So that's what we're training. Just like we can contract the core. Last one. And build heat time. We want the same thing. We need to build that same ability, same awareness in the upper back. All right, round through, little stretch there. Okay, we're going to go into the lighter weights. I'm going to grab my 8s, and we're going to hit up that T raise. Okay, so palms forward, pinkies toward one another. Same hinge. That's why I showed you guys the box. It's a lot of hinging. It's a ton of contraction through the core. So you need to lift up through the thumbs, straight arms, and then be in control of the drop back down. The back is what's lifting those weights. 5. Make sure you're not grabbing up. Shoulders stay away from the ears. 8. 9. Try to hold that body still. 10. All right. Woo, back feeling good. All through the rhomboids and then behind the upper lats, and then those rear delts. Okay, you need your heavy weight. You don't have to have a kettlebell. Dumbbells work just as fine, but you want something heavy. So find as heavy as you can, and grabbing 2 weights is totally fine as well. So rhomboid row, the rhomboids sit underneath your traps that come down from the neck and sit in between your shoulder blades. So you're going to sit really low in a squat, and then if you're using 2 weights, you just pull straight up. Same with the 1. Again, contract that core. Sit back on those heels. You want a flat back. So already engage. You should feel the lats pack in, and then you're going to pull right to the sternum. 1, 2, 3. This is a focus move. You get the work out of it that you can pack into and focus on putting into it. Get the right squeeze, the right places. Use your legs, use the core. I think that's 10. Whew. All right. We get to stand up, and we're going to do a shoulder trifecta. So still packing into that back. All right. Elbows squeeze tight. What you're going to do is bring your elbows straight up, away from the shoulders, your palms face down. Hands are at your chest height. Bring your arms up so they rotate in or rotate back. Then pinch together, pull back out, rotate, and drop. All right, we'll do it together. Here's 1. Find your solid foundation. Squeeze between the shoulder blades. So we're definitely getting into the shoulders here, but the work starts from the flexion, the support and the stability in the upper back, especially as your arms come in right here. So as elbows pull together, stay flexed into that upper back. Stay flexed through the core. Open the elbows super far away from you. If you need to go range of motion and not worry about the weights, that's fine as well. Find the work. Find how you have to dig in deeper. We're building, we're pushing, finding that little bit of extra level. 3 to go. Rotate and drop. 2. I want to keep my hips right on top of heels, shoulders right on top of the hips. And 1. Whee. All right. We're going to lie it down on the ground, back into our bellies. 2 options here. You can hit up in and outs is what we're going for. Low back pushes onto the ground. Extend everything long, and then you're going to tuck it all in together. You can also use your hands behind the knees. You can also go into a tabletop crunch. Hold your legs here, and then you're just going to flex and crunch like we did with our concentrated crunches. Or I'm going to have you hold a boat pose, tuck that chin, grab through the core while we're hitting our in and outs. 1, 2, 4. Where's your low back? Has to slide into the ground. 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, flip over. Take a child's pose. Hinge those hips back. Reach your arms out in front. Slide one arm under. Rotate onto that shoulder. Slide the other arm under. Rotate onto that shoulder. All right, we're going to go set 2. Remember, if you'd like to take a seat on your box, feel free. Get mine out of the way. Okay, we are going to go back through our range of motion. Ys, Ts, and Vs. Grab across the core, sit back into those hips, make sure the belly's strong. So there's a position here, and I have to watch out for it. I can let my tailbone wink up, but you want to kind of tuck just a little bit, not too far, but just a bit so that you have that neutral alignment, pelvis to shoulders. You'll feel it. It feels so much better on your low back. Okay, core strong, thumbs are up. Envision that you have rubber bands around your feet, and you're lifting against those rubber bands. Then envision that you have rubber bands from the ceiling, and you're pulling them back down. So you're creating flexion without any weight, both directions. Where's that core? Lengthen through the spine. 9, 10. Bend your T. 1. Focus. Feel it. Connect with what's going on. 7, 8, 10. And then back. 1, 2. I know it's awkward getting those palms open wide. Also notice if you can get one a little more rotated than another. One shoulder might look a little different. That's what we're here for. Building equal strength flexion one side to the other. 8, 9, 10. Okay. You're going to do that scapula squeeze. Remember, we want to find that hinge. No elbow bend. Belly strong. Squeeze for 10. 6, 7. Just heat. You don't need to worry about big range of motion. 10. Whee! Okay, we're going to go through that T-raise. Hinging forward, flat back. Sit onto those legs that we woke up at the beginning. Lots of core. I try to drop my chest a little bit deeper on these. A little closer to almost to the ground. 5. Core and back. Use it all. 8, 9, 10. Space between those ears and shoulders. We're going to hit that rhomboid row. Lock into that core. Hinge your hips back. Remember, you want that flat, flat back. No winking up, no tucking under, just flat. Neutral. Lock into that core. 1, 3. Dig into those rhomboids. 8, 9, 10. Okay, got our shoulder trifecta. In and outs. And then we'll get our stretch. Here we go. Up, back, in, open, rotate, drop. Check in with what's going on with each range of the move. So we have a lot of movement in that shoulder joint, but everything else around your shoulder blades, your scapula, your clavicles, the bone that sticks out from the top of your shoulder, it all has movement and rotation. We need to use it all, keep it all mobile. Find your core, use it. Should feel heat in the belly and the back, not just the shoulders. Last one. Back, in, open, drop. And then our in and outs. Whee! Gotta keep that back work going. All right, extend. Push that low back into the ground. 1, 2, 3, 4. Work from the core. 7, 8, 9, 10. All right. Before we flip over into our pigeon, we're going to take a little back stretch here from the front. Good work, everybody. Take your left foot behind, out to the side, right foot in to the middle. Hopefully you can sit pretty level. So if your right leg is folded in, you're going to put your right hand outside your thigh on that right side. Open your chest by lifting the left arm up behind. Hold it there a little bit, so rotate that shoulder back. Feel that stretch. Take a deep inhale, and then exhale, and you're going to thread that hand and arm underneath your right. Oh, that twist through the back. Should feel a good stretch through your low back, your mid back. All right, rotate your legs to the other side. 1 foot in, 1 foot out. Plant your left hand. Inhale, open. Right arm up and back. Feel that stretch. Deep inhale, and then exhale. You're going to tuck. Thread that arm under. Push into that left hand. Keep pushing those hips level toward the ground. Whew. Okay, then flip over and hit your downward facing dog. So first, check in with that core. Grab deep, big, wide open fingertips. Slide your hips up and back. Get your stretch through the hamstring. I want you to feel the core engage, and then you should feel a nice just stretch sliding down at the back. Make sure your neck and shoulders are relaxed, and then bring your body forward with your leg. Hit your pigeon, so drop your knee, right knee to your right wrist, and then slowly walk your left knee back. Push your front of your left hip down toward the ground. So you can plant onto your hands. In fact, let's all do that. Go ahead and grip and plant and pull the chest forward. Get traction there. You'll feel that stretch and lengthening. And then I want you to walk your hands outside your right thigh. So just twist. Again, plant into the hands, drop that left hip into the ground, and then push against that twist, or push into the twist. All right, and then you can walk back around. If you want to go onto your elbows, feel free. Remember, you might be up. That hip might be up a little higher. That's okay. All that matters is that you're getting your stretch. You're building the ability to get your pigeon, squaring off those hips. Let's take one more deep inhale. And then exhale, we're going to push ourselves back. Find your down dog, slide those shoulder blades down. This is how we're getting our hamstring stretched today also. All right, and then bring your left leg forward. Walk your back knee back, same as the other side. You want those hips squared off to the ground, even if that means that you're up in the air a little bit. All right, plant into your hands and then pull. Finding traction. So once you dig in, and then it's like you're pulling those hands back towards your thighs without them moving. And then let's walk our hands to the left. Twist. And then back to the center. Stay on your hands or hit those elbows. I'm excited for our little leg intro that we'll have each day this week. Build the muscles, the endurance, the power, the strength in the legs. All right, push into those hands, back into that down dog, and then we're going to walk our hands back toward your toes. Hopefully you haven't lost your forward fold. This was our end of session stretch a few series ago. All right, grab through the core and then slowly round your way up. Round, round, round. Get that round. That's what I always tell you not to do, but we're going to hit it now. Just round through the back and then stand all the way. Open that chest. Nice. All right, guys, fantastic work, and I'll see you all again tomorrow.